Greetings once again, supersonic warriors out there. Duuz-Diz-Din, back again with Dragon Ball Super. We pick up at the start of the adaptation of the superhero movie, where we've shown how Pan came to end up training with Piccolo, that Krillin was all along investigating the goings-on of Dr. Hedo being recruited by the Red Ribbon Army, and now we've arrived at the introduction of Gamma 2. Now, while some might be down on the fact that it is yet another retelling, I actually find this interpretation fascinating, because instead of just another retelling, there are certain details happening behind the scenes. I like actually seeing more of Cop Krillin, and the events that led to Dr. Hedo's imprisonment being involved with Goten and Trunks was fun. So my question now is, can the super manga continue making the slightest of deviations that help to make this adaptation a little bit more worthwhile? Join me as I find out, won't you? Right, Dragon Ball Super Chapter 92, New Android. We pick up with Gamma 2 having freshly attacked Piccolo, striking a dramatic pose, showing off his Red Ribbon Army symbol. Piccolo muses out loud, "I remember that symbol from back when I was God. It's the mark of the Red Ribbon Army." Gamma 2 notices this as it goes, "Huh? Oopsie, looks like the jig is up. Wait, you were God? Tell me more." I know that's right. Like, you want to elaborate on that? Piccolo says, "Why should I? Do your homework next time." Gamma 2 questions, "Not in the sharing mood, huh?" Piccolo claps back saying, "I can't sense your chi, which makes you a robot, or maybe an android. Who created you?" Gamma 2 is shocked and questions, "Dang, you figured out that much? Good for you, I guess." But Gamma 2 cheekily says, "But that's classified info too." Piccolo states, "Well, are you seriously here to fight me?" Gamma 2 states, "Yep, today was supposed to be a basic trial run for me, but change of plans. You gotta bite the dust. Don't hold it against me, okay? Orders are orders." Piccolo steels himself, going, "Let's get this over with." Gamma 2 chuckles to himself and then goes rocketing in on Piccolo. But before he can strike, Piccolo dodges his attack, with Gamma 2 catching nothing but Piccolo's cape with his fist. But Piccolo doesn't make the same mistake. He manages to sock Gamma 2 in his midsection, causing Gamma 2 to seemingly double over. Piccolo smiles and delivers a swift kick to Gamma 2, sending him flying. But before Gamma 2 can hit the plateau below, Gamma 2 reacts, rebounds off of the plateau, and then goes rocketing at Piccolo with blinding speeds, much to the Namekian's surprise. Gamma 2 catches Piccolo in his midsection, causing Piccolo to double over, being winded from the attack. Gamma 2 then flips over Piccolo and delivers a swift axe kick to Piccolo's head. Piccolo is sent tumbling down the side of the plateau to the ground floor, but he does manage to recover his footing. As Piccolo does his best to recover, he states to himself he's not sustaining damage. He must be an android after all. As Gamma 2 lands on the ground, he states, "I gotta say, I thought you put up a decent fight. This is kind of a letdown." Piccolo discards his weighted clothing and goes racing in on the attack, trying to strike Gamma 2, but Gamma 2 manages to dodge each and every one of Piccolo's blows. So Piccolo cranks it up a notch and delivers a swift kick to Gamma 2's chin, sending him flying. But Gamma 2 does a swift backflip, landing square on his feet as Piccolo goes racing in. Gamma 2 then pulls out his blicky and starts a blasting. He charges up an energy shot that hits Piccolo square in his right arm, blowing it off. But Gamma 2's not done yet, as he unloads several smaller shots on Piccolo. As a cloud of dust forms around Piccolo from all the impacts, Gamma 2 smiles confidently. But suddenly, Piccolo's arm goes stretching out of the dust cloud, going for Gamma 2. He manages to grab Gamma 2 by the neck, slamming him up against the plateau side. Piccolo then goes rocketing in, smacking Gamma 2 in the face while holding him down. But despite this beating, Gamma 2 simply looks at Piccolo, smiling, saying, "I see, it can grow back then. Neato. Lesson learned." Piccolo is surprised by this bravado, going, "What?" before he's kicked away by Gamma 2. Gamma 2 then starts unloading a barrage of punches and kicks to Piccolo, even elbowing him in the stomach, winning Piccolo yet again. Gamma 2 smiles, saying, "Yeah, I've got a full read on your moves now. Piccolo tries to strike, but it's in vain as Gamma 2 goes flipping backwards out of the way. Piccolo then charges up some ki in his hands and starts unloading with a da-da-da-da-da-da. But Gamma 2 dodges all of Piccolo's strikes with style and grace. Gamma 2 then goes flying up into the air, pulls out his blaster, sets it to the max setting, and charges up an incredible attack. Gamma 2 calls out, "Say bye-bye," and fires off his massive blast at Piccolo. But Piccolo stands his ground, and a massive explosion goes off with a da-cum! With nothing but smoke left behind, Gamma 2's readouts show no signal coming from the area where Piccolo was. Gamma 2 muses to himself, blasted away to zilch. Aw man, I wanted to see him dead, just to be sure. And as Gamma 2 goes flying off, we see Piccolo high above in the sky out of Gamma 2's line of sight, observing. He says to himself, I can't let him roam free. So as Gamma 2 goes flying off, Piccolo follows from down below in a ravine out of sight. Piccolo says to himself, what a trek, where are we headed? And we see Gamma 2 arrive at the Red Pharmaceutical base, which is surreal to look at. From the outside, it looks as though it's a lake that's on top of a massive crater that elongates from up out of the earth. As Gamma 2 arrives in the mouth of the entrance, Piccolo observes from a short distance away, questioning, what is this place? As Gamma 2 proceeds in, several soldiers saluted him, saying, hey there, Gamma. As he says, yo. Another soldier says, you're back, sir? Gamma 2 says, sure am. Another soldier says, welcome back. But as Piccolo enters, he takes one of the guards and ducks him behind some junk boxes, Metal Gear Solid style. As Gamma 2 heads down a hallway, he seemingly disappears through some kind of holographic display. Piccolo, now in a guard's outfit, questions, he vanished? And follows Gamma 2 through the same corridor, also disappearing. As Piccolo appears on the other side, he sees the true face of the Red Ribbon Army base, a massive technological fortress. As Piccolo shouts out, this is no lake at all. He then sees Gamma 2 heading into the massive base, and Piccolo says to himself, up there, huh? He follows behind Gamma 2 as another soldier greets Gamma, saying, welcome back, Gamma. Gamma gives him the finger gun, saying, good to be back, bud. Gamma 2 is so charismatic. As Piccolo continues to skulk a little bit in observation, thinking to himself, Gamma. But unfortunately, he's so focused on the Gammas, he doesn't notice an entire grouping of soldiers approaching from behind. As a commander says, soldier number 94, is this your post? Piccolo says, yes, sir. I was reassigned to guard duty, sir. The commander says, reassigned, huh? Nobody informed me. Rookies like you are meant to be on front gate duty, number 94. Piccolo says, well, truth is, I was hoping for a chance to stay guard in the inner chamber. Another soldier, number 28, says, hey, why not give him a shot? I got your spot covered, rookie. Get in there and learn a thing or two. Piccolo bows, saying thank you. Number 28 says, don't mention it. Well, the commander says, you just want to take it easy out here, to 28. And so Piccolo enters the inner chamber, where we see a meeting between Hedo and Magenta. Hedo, eating on some Oreos, or Hydroxes, whichever, says, splendid work out there, Gamma 2. We saw the whole thing play out through your eyes. Gamma 2 bows, saying, thank you, Dr. Hedo. While Gamma 1 says, you went overboard for a mere trial, number 2. Gamma 2 says, bite me, number 1. Piccolo says in shock, what? There's another one? Out loud, unfortunately catching the attention of one of the guards next to him. But Piccolo puts down his visor, trying to act inconspicuous. Hedo then says to Gamma, no, you show good judgment. But next time, remember to strike a pose both when you first appear and for the big finisher, okay? Magenta, taking a cigar and getting it lit by Carmine, says, not great that your affiliation got blown, though. Hedo, dunking his Oreo in milk, says, only because you insisted on the red ribbon symbol. Gamma 1 then asks Gamma 2, did you confirm a corpse? Gamma 2 says, corpse? No need. Dude got vaporized to atoms. But Gamma 1 tells him you lack vigilance. Gamma 2 says, come on, you saw how it went down. Nobody could survive that. But Gamma 1 heads over to a nearby console, typing away, pulling up the footage from Gamma 2's eyes, saying, watch closely. Gamma 2 goes, huh? As the footage shows Piccolo's figure in slow motion coming out of the dust cloud from where he was seemingly vaporized. Gamma 2 says, "Poof, that could be anything," as you can't really clearly see what that was coming out of the dust cloud. Gamma 1 tells him, suppose that was Piccolo. He could expose our operation to the enemy cabal. Which, kudos to Gamma 1 for being so observant. Gamma 2 says, relax, we'll be fine. Not like they could ever find this hidden base. And if the secret does get out, then we get to take down their nasty gang all at once. So take that stick out of your butt, number 1. Jeez. Feel free to unclench it any time, number 1. Piccolo thinks to himself, cabal? What cabal? As Gamma 1 continues to chew out number 2, saying, no, you're too careless. Carmine then pulls up Goku's picture on the massive display, basically giving the rundown to the Gamma, saying, this is Son Goku, whom we believe to be a mid-tier lieutenant. Gamma 2 says, funky hairdo. Carmine then pulls up an image of Vegeta in his pink shirt, saying, and this is Vegeta, not foes to be trifled with. Then brings up Majin Buu, saying, then there's the horrific Majin Buu, which they should have no memory of, but I have to assume they have footage of. Because wasn't the deeds of Majin Buu wished away from the public memory? But I have to assume that with the Red Ribbon Army's observations over the years, they know what Buu did. Carmine then pulls up a picture of Mr. Sainson and Hercule, whose true strength eludes us. I wonder why. Hedo says, rest easy. I've already proven that my masterpieces, the Gammas, are more than capable in combat. Even King Piccolo was easily dealt with, right, Gamma number 2? Gamma number 2 twirls, saying, yup. Too easy. It sucked. Piccolo is obviously a little pissed off by this, but Carmine tells him, we expected no less from the grandson of the genius Dr. Juro. Hedo then gets up and walks over to the Gamma saying, I am a mega genius, remember? Once my Gammas eradicate the entirety of that powerful, dastardly secret organization, starting with Bulma herself, it's only a matter of time before you can dominate this rotten world. Carmine also gets up saying, yeah, about that, Dr. Hedo. When's Cell Max gonna be done and ready? Piccolo thinks to himself, Cell Max? Hedo says, a needless concern. The Gammas make Cell Max non-essential. Carmine doesn't take that answer, saying, answer the question, as Carmine pulls up a picture of Cell Max gestating in his capsule. As Hedo says, this fellow, huh? Naturally, seeing this shocks Piccolo, knowing what they're up to. But the soldier next to him, hearing his gasp of shock, says, keep it down, number 94. Piccolo says, sorry, sir. Meanwhile, Hedo tells Carmine, well, he requires a bit more time. Carmine questions, huh? But you said it was mostly done. Hedo explains, yes, Cell Max's body is largely complete, but the control program for his mind can't be rushed. Carmine shouts, listen, I've done enough waiting. Hedo explains, let me say this, Commander Magenta. Your patience will be rewarded with unimaginable power. I'm working on no less than exactly what you ordered. Carmine is unconvinced, saying, sounds like you ain't so fond of Cell Max. Maybe you would have finished it already if you weren't so obsessed with those Gammas. Hedo takes offense to it, saying, I admit, I don't relish using Dr. Juro's plans as a blueprint, but I assure you I'm not dragging my feet. Cell is a type of android that requires a slow drip of special cells in order to grow. So naturally, the process is going to take some time. Instead of complaining, you could commend me for creating the Gammas. An efficient use of the downtime, no? Carmine is unconvinced, saying, enough of that crap. I want Cell Max up and run now! And you know, it's funny too, because everything Hedo says is correct. All Magenta had to do was just wait. He was going to get Cell Max eventually, and the Gammas are good enough in the meantime. Like, come on, dude. Hedo tells Magenta, haste makes waste, Commander. The beast is a veritable monster that far outclasses the previous Cell. All would be for naught if we were to unleash him prematurely. Magenta questions, is that so? Hedo explains, with no way to control him, Cell Max would destroy the very world you hope to rule over. In the meantime, allow the Gammas to dispose of the villains that threaten us. Then you can activate Cinemax and reveal your might to the world at large. Magenta questions, and I'm supposed to trust you on that? Hedo smiles, saying, but of course. Piccolo thinks to himself, this is bad, and goes racing outside, hiding under some bushes, phoning into Bulma, who answers the phone saying, to what do I owe this rare pleasure? Piccolo says, is Vegeta there, Bulma? Bulma explains, he's with Lord Beerus. What a shocker, right? A soldier spots Piccolo, saying, hey, at number 94. Piccolo says, hey. He gets back to his phone call, questioning Bulma, and Goku's with him. Bulma says, gee, how do you guess? Piccolo goes on to say, don't you have a device for contacting Whis? Tell him to tell those two to get back here now. Bulma questions, why? What's wrong? Piccolo tells her, I can't get into the details, but we're staring down a new crisis. Bulma says, fine, I'll reach out. Piccolo tells her, great, thanks, and hangs up. He says to himself, there's no time to lose, though. What can I do? You might be needing Senzubi. And he goes flying off, with soldier number 74 barely spotting him, thinking, a bird? As Piccolo flies out of the base, meanwhile Bulma is digging through her desk, saying, where is it? That device, oh come on, where could it be? Meanwhile, over at Korin's tower, Piccolo has explained the situation to Korin and Yajirobe. As Piccolo says, so, you get the picture? Yajirobe says, sounds like a big deal. But as Korin goes for the senzus, he says, sorry, we only got 2 left. Piccolo simply says, still, much appreciated. Korin hands over the bag with the beans, saying, careful out there, Kami. But Piccolo says, hey, I'm not him anymore. Korin, remembering the whole fusion situation, says, oh, right. But suddenly Piccolo's phone starts ringing. He answers, and it's Bulma. And he questions Bulma, did you reach out to them? Bulma says, sorry, I can't find the device anywhere. I was sure I left it somewhere around here. Piccolo says in shock, you gotta be kidding me. This could get rough without Goku and Vegeta. Bulma says, I get it already. Let me keep looking. Piccolo says dejected, great, you do that. Thanks. Korin questions, still can't get word to them, huh? Piccolo gets worried, saying this is bad. Based on my own battle, I'd say those Gammas are on par with Goku and Vegeta themselves. Oh wow. Oh, that's a pretty big claim. Man, what is with the androids in this universe just always being at, like, blue Goku level? That actually kind of brings up the question, who would win in a fight? Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 versus Android 17 and 18. Korin then brings up, so how about Son Gohan? He once said he could be the strongest guy on the planet if he puts his mind to it. Piccolo explains he's little used to us right now. Korin says, oh, too bad. While Yajirobe's trying on the helmet that Piccolo brought back and getting his fat head stuck. The hell, Yajirobe? We don't see you after all this time and you're doing silly stuff. Piccolo then goes on to say, the enemy probably knows number 17 and 18's exploits from Dr. Hedo's data, and Majin Buu happens to be down for a long nap right now. When is he not down for a nap? Thank God for the Moro arc, or we'd never see Buu in action. Korin questions, then who's left exactly? Piccolo slumps down, saying, you're looking at him. Yeah, I guess it's up to me. He then comes to a realization. Oh, hang on. Maybe Dende can give me what I need. Which Korin and Yajirobe question. Meanwhile, back at Capsule Corp, Bulma's still looking for the device to summon Whis, questioning out loud, how could I lose that thing? Only for Dr. Breeze's pet dino playing with the device. Bulma looks over and says, there it is. However, while she does start to contact Whis over at Beerus's planet, we see that he is busy observing something and dodging out of the way of a massive explosion that knocks his cane a bit of a distance away, as we pick up with a knockdown, drag-out battle of Goku versus Broly. Goku dodges out of the way of a massive explosion as Broly sends another ki blast flying at Goku, kicking up a lot of dirt and dust. As Goku shields himself, out of the dust comes Broly, going in for a punch, but Goku manages to dodge out of the way. Broly then goes in for a kick, with Goku ducking under it. Broly continues to try to unload a fury of attacks and blows against Goku, growing angry and angrier as time goes on. He even goes in for a headbutt, which he manages to connect against Goku, sending him flying towards the tree on Beerus's planet, the massive one. Goku manages to recover before he hits it, and slingshots around the tree, coming back at Broly with a flying kick. But Broly manages to block it fairly easily. Goku then flips back and lands. He then says, "Nice one. You're getting the hang of this fighting stuff." Broly says, "Yeah, but it's still tricky." Goku smiles, saying, "You'll get used to it bit by bit. Pretty soon you'll be fighting with a level head without snapping into a rage. This time we're gonna kick things up a notch, okay?" Broly says, "Okay, I'm ready, Son Goku," as he gets into his stand. I'm surprised. I thought Goku had told the Broly to call him Kakarot if he wanted to. Guess Broly decided not to take him up on it. Also, Broly's scar is missing on a few of these panels. Weird. That's stuff that usually gets fixed in the volume. It happens plenty of times with most manga. I was hoping for a few more deviations, though. This is basically just wholesale superhero, I mean. Not terrible, and the action and paneling is pretty great. I was just hoping for a little bit more. Oh well, what can you do? I feel like the stuff that's only really gonna do the most to include new stuff is the stuff that involves Krillin, Goten, and Trunks. Which is funny because they were so barely in the movie, they pretty much non-existent. But the more interesting extra content for this adaptation kind of hinges on them now. But let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. How do you feel about them wholesale adapting everything? Do you wish there were more changes, more extra scenes? Do you wish they were alluding more to the stuff in the movie? Or do you feel that it's not too bad that they're pretty much wholesale adapting everything? I want to hear from you. It's funny too because for all the people who complained about the superhero movie being in CG, well, here's your 2D version. Not 2D animated, but it's in 2D. It's hand-drawn. I feel like it's such a monkey's paw request. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe for more Dragon Ball Super manga. And until then, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.